How I reached Mr. Yash Chopra's office.
कपाड़िया सामने छापे हैं.
जोहर बाबू को पता नहीं क्या मिला.
जोहर बाबू को 90% मिला है.
शराब बहुत महंगी आ रही है अब.
नहीं क्या शराब का स्टेटस बढ़ता जाता है.
No, I'm just going the 80s way. कपाड़िया साहब आपके साथ मीटिंग है हमारी. Hello and welcome to our podcast with the 3thepeople. और आज हमारे साथ गेस्ट हैं Mr. Pranab Kapadia. And he is a distributor outside of India and also you've worked in India, right? I mean, if you can give us like one-liner for you and how to introduce you, that would be great.
I'm a film enthusiast, but on the business side.
Okay, yeah. And you've been working since 25 years, right?
That's
in the
right.
distribution industry.
Yes, so I am I'm an accidental film business guy because I have graduated in a finance degree and I was hoping to have a career in a investment bank.
Oh.
And I got hired by an investment bank only to find out on the first day of my job that that job is not there. So
आपने मैथ्स पढ़ी टेक्निकली, फाइनेंस पढ़ा और अब आप
exactly.
मीडिया पढ़.
So, but now I can't go home and tell my friends, right? Okay, this is what has happened to me. So the chairman of the company was embarrassed and he called me. He said, "We're starting a TV channel," and this was in 1995. And would you be interested in joining us? So I didn't have much choice, but he was very gracious to offer me that position. So I joined that team. We were 10 of us. I was the junior most person in that team. But this was, as I said, in 95, no one was really trained in television. The only professionals around were from Doordarshan. So we were all sort of learning on the job. And so from there, I learned all aspects of television business. We had a set of cameras and tripods and sound equipment, and we used to go out and do small snippets, and we were gathering all this content to eventually launch the channel. And we did launch the channel, but it hit a roadblock very early in its life.
What channel was it?
This was called DSJ TV.
Okay.
It was the Dalal Street Journal Group.
Okay, yeah, okay.
And sure enough, all of us were sort of insecure that now we are going to lose our jobs. And so my manager went to Zee TV. He got hired by Zee. Zee had started in 92. So soon enough he pulled me into Zee. And so that's how I joined Zee in 1996. I was part of the team. I was a management trainee. I was part of the team that would really do firefighting. So any task that needed any attention, my boss was in charge, and we were 7-8 of us management trainees, and he would put us through the grind and we would learn on the job. And Zee, the most amazing thing is, you must have heard it, so many of us who came out of Zee is the best institution.
Definitely, yeah.
It's the best university that teaches you on the job, and they pay you for it.
So how was the transition from TV to film? Zee, with Zee only?
No. So I was still in television with Zee. Then I got transferred to UK, and in 98 I moved to UK with Zee. And my first task there was to streamline the operations, but very quickly we understood that time India TV was free. People didn't pay for TV, but UK subscribers were paying 10-12 pounds a month, and you have to give very good content. Right? So obviously all the television content of Zee from India was great, but in movies we were lacking because the sort of movie library that Zee had was not up to the mark for a pay market. So my CEO turned around to all of us and said, "Who knows some producers? Can you acquire some movies for our channel?"
Okay.
So I was given the task of finding content. So there I take a flight back to India. Somehow I reach Mr. Yash Chopra's office.
Oh, okay.
And I go to him and I say, "Sir, I'm so and so, and I'd like to buy your library for telecast on Zee TV International." So he says, "Look, I don't much understand this business. I'll call my son. So he calls Adi Chopra down. And Adi, being Adi, extremely sharp, he said, okay, how many households do you have? How much do you charge per month? So therefore, how much can you pay for my content? And can you make it pay-per-view? I said, no, sir, we can't do all of that. I can pay you a flat license fee. So we bought the catalog. And that was the first time that Yash Raj Films sold their library outside India. But I had one condition. I had a request actually. I told Yash ji, we want to make it a festival. We just don't want to show your film. So, can you give me a snippet? Can you shoot like you guys are today shooting with me? I said, can I just do a recording with you? Before the start of every film, we will show a 10-minute clip of your memory of that film.
Crazy, yeah.
So he said, yeah, I have a friend in London. We'll use his house. He has a nice pool area. So I don't want to come to another location. But if you get the crew there. So this is, I'm talking about 99. And there was nobody to interview him. So I'm the one interviewing him off frame. But I had, just as a film enthusiast, I had asked him, things like, okay, Noori, so how did you make this film? And so there were some beautiful snippets we got out of that conversation. And before every film we would show that, and then we got a lot of viewership, and then I was assigned the task of contacting other producers, and so therefore I started building a little bit of library, and that was the start of my film journey.
So because the viewers that might be watching us might not definitely be film enthusiasts, but they would know Yash Raj. So how do you, how I mean, मुझे समझ नहीं आ रहा मैं frame कैसे करूँ, but how is Yash Raj different from everyone?
The first and foremost is they are very passionate about what they make.
Definitely.
They don't make a film because it's a proposal. They make a film because they really want to tell a story. And when that is the foundation of you making a film, it invariably lands well. Because it's coming from somewhere inside. It's part of your soul.
Yeah.
Of course, then he had such an amazing commercial sense. So it's all very well to tell a story, but you're putting in resources, you're putting in money, you're putting in people's time. Big actors, stardom is at stake.
Obviously.
So you got to have a strong eye on the box office.
Definitely.
Which he was a master at. So he was the best combination of telling a story and commercial success. Every aspect of filmmaking he was a master at.
I think his romanticizing films, that era he started of romance with SRK and then going with Dharma again later on, I think that made Bollywood. It's somewhere his contribution with where Bollywood is at.
Absolutely. So your generation and possibly everybody who's watching this will remember that phase, but you need to step back a little bit. The 20 years before that, yes, how he actually gave birth to the genre of romance.
Yeah. He also made like very different films in the start as well. In the thoda art ki side pe tha, thoda justice side pe tha.
Exactly. He was very well versed with the tone and the mood of the country at the time. Whenever he made the films, you'll never find any of his films out of place. At the same time, all the films have a shelf life of today and maybe another 100 years.
Veer Zara for that part, Veer Zara is a romantic story, but it's such a beautiful social message as well.
Exactly.
So, मुझे लगता है somebody should be a filmmaker like him again.
Exactly.
आप दारू पीते हो?
बिल्कुल.
आपकी first movie कौन सी थी which you distributed?
My first film was the distribution came a bit late. The acquisition came earlier, but मुझसे शादी करोगी was my first film.
मुझसे शादी करोगी मेरी favorite movie है.
Literally we watched it.
Favorite movie. Akshay
What a
Kumar.
movie.
Akshay Kumar best.
Yeah.
So, according to you, which actor is the most easiest to work with and which is the toughest, if you can say?
Well, that's a tricky one because I don't directly work with actors.
Obviously,
The role of a distributor is to come in at the end.
Okay, so I had one question prepared. कि जैसे जब हमने आपसे पहले ही बात की थी और आपने बताया था कि डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर और एग्जीबिटर इतना कमाते हैं, इट्स अ 1%. बट माय पॉइंट इज बहुत ही सिंपल सवाल. मान लो व्हाट वी सी ऑनलाइन, व्हाट द जनरल पब्लिक सीज ऑनलाइन, कि एक कंपनी ने एक मूवी ने 500 करोड़ कमाए. हाउ मच डज द प्रोड्यूसर एक्चुअली मेक फ्रॉम द मूवी? वो 500 करोड़ में से उसका कितना होता है?
It's very simple. 500 करोड़ है
हाँ।
तो सबसे पहले उसमें जीएसटी है,
हाँ जी।
तो वो टैक्स आपको निकालना है।
टैक्स देना है, सबसे पहले टैक्स भरना है। ओके,
तो मान लो फॉर इजी कैलकुलेशन 100 करोड़ इज
100
टैक्स,
crores का
so you're left with 400. Now that 400 is a revenue share between the exhibitor and the distributor.
ओके,
So let's say it is 50-50 again for ease. So 200 crore comes to the distributor and 200 crore remains with the exhibitor. That distributor will take a fee for releasing the film.
releasing the
So let's say for argument's sake that fee is 10%. So the distributor gets 20 crores
20 crores
and 180 crores is what goes to the producer.
प्रोड्यूसर। ओके,
कपाडिया साहब डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर थे, रॉकी रानी और पठान थे। कपाडिया साहब ने बहुत पैसा कमाया, अभी बता रहा हूँ। कपाडिया साहब ने छापे हैं।
सारे पैसे साहब जी के पास है। जोहर बाबू को पता नहीं क्या मिला।
जोहर बाबू को 90% मिला है।
90%, आपके 10% है।
छापे
छापे तो बहुत सबने पैसे कमाए।
I can't deny that.
शराब बहुत महंगी आ रही है अब।
नहीं, क्या है, शराब का स्टेटस बढ़ता जाता है।
फेवरेट ब्रांड कौन सा आपका?
डेफिनेटली ब्लैक लेबल।
चेंज हुआ है या फिर हमेशा से?
नहीं, ज़्यादा भी मत उड़ो कभी।
सही बात है।
छोटी फिल्म आ गई फिर वापस कट डाउन करना पड़ेगा।
क्रिकेट देखते हो?
बिल्कुल। कौन ऐसा भारतीय है जो नहीं देखता है?
यूके में रहते हुए इंडिया को सपोर्ट या
नहीं 100% इंडिया यार। आपने देखा नहीं है जब कवरेज टीवी पे आता है तो यूके की मैचेस में इंडियन ज़्यादा है वहाँ
ज़्यादा
पे।
होते हैं। अब मेरा एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट सवाल था, ये मुझे ऐसे कॉलेज लाइफ में किसी ने पूछने नहीं दिया। आप कैसे?
मैं कैसा हूँ?
हाँ,
कैसा लग रहा हूँ आपको?
मेरे को आप बहुत अच्छे लग रहे हैं।
फैंटास्टिक, यू आंसर्ड माय क्वेश्चन।
सर बहुत फिट है, 52 में तो बहुत fit है।
डाइटिंग जिम
फाइन, यू नो कभी कभार लाइफ में करेक्शन करना पड़ता है, वो करेक्शन की ज़रूरत थी तो वो हो गया। लकीली बॉडी हैज़ बिन रिसेप्टिव, तो बस इसको अभी मेंटेन करना है।
डाइट जिम सब चलता है?
या ट्रेडमिल है घर पे, फ्री हैंड एक्सरसाइजेज लिटिल बिट।
करनी नहीं चाहिए।
हम में सिर्फ ये दोनों हैं, मैं नहीं आ रहा। मैं
आप तो तीनों फिट लग रहे हो मुझे।
वो शर्ट लूज है हमारी।
अब और नहीं करने वाले।
अच्छा, एक डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर, एज अ डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर आपने इंटरव्यूज तो दिए होंगे काफ़ी। व्हाट इज द मोस्ट बोरिंग क्वेश्चन दैट यू हर्ड, ताकि वो हम काट दें?
ना पूछो।
अभी काट दे।
इफ आई विद नो ऑफेंस टू यू, द बोरिंग क्वेश्चन इज के रेवेन्यू शेयर कैसे होता है?
सर मेरा जेन्युइन इंटरेस्ट था। अब प्रोड्यूसर कितने कमा रहा है, कितने लगा रहा है, पता ही नहीं। वो तो हम लोग हमेशा नंबर्स देखते
Box
हैं,
office
100 करोड़ 200 करोड़ ओपनिंग, पता ही नहीं ना अब कैसा।
ये बिजनेस ऐसा है कि पहले परसेप्शन क्रिएट करते हैं,
हाँ।
लेकिन रियलिटी से दूर होता है अक्सर वो परसेप्शन, क्योंकि दुनिया सैडली परसेप्शन पे चलती है। बट अगर वो परसेप्शन नहीं बनाएंगे तो आपको लगेगा ये फिल्म ने कमाया नहीं।
फिल्म ने कमाया ही नहीं है, फिल्म अच्छी नहीं है इसलिए
Exactly.
नहीं रहा है।
तो फिल्म्स में मतलब फेक बॉक्स ऑफिस के इलेक्शंस डाले जाते हैं इंस्टाग्राम।
Is there any inflations in the number?
I don't call it fake. I'm saying we are living in the world of marketing ourselves. आप बहुत ही अच्छे हो लेकिन आप एक कोने में बैठे हो तो आपको कोई अटेंशन नहीं देगा।
बट अगर फिल्म ने 20 करोड़ कमाए, उसको बढ़ा के 40 दिखा दिया।
नहीं, लेकिन आप वही ट्रेड में हो जहाँ पे एक्सपर्ट्स बैठे हैं ना, आप 20 को 22 बता सकते हो।
हाँ,
आप जब 40 बताओगे तो
कोई भी दिखाने वाला है, लेकिन हाँ
वो
Who is your favorite?
मैं
Which you have
आपकी
distributed?
देखो हमारा एक चीज़ है कि वी ऑल हैव ऑल टाइम टॉप 3 फिल्म्स।
okay. So the one I've
top
distributed, which is my most favorite film is Love Aajkal,
ब्यूटीफुल फिल्म।
इम्तियाज अली भाई तो क्रेजी है।
and it's difficult choice, but I would say even Bajrangi Bhaijaan.
You distributed Bajrangi
Yes,
Bhaijaan.
yes.
How well do you think? If you
Can I add to that? The one that I've not distributed but I've loved is an ultimate film. 2 of them. One is Satya,
Satya
and of course 3 Idiots.
yeah, definitely.
3 Idiots की एक चीज़ थी, जब मैं बहुत छोटा था, अभी भी छोटा ही हाइट में, लेकिन मेरे को उसके गाने मालूम थे। मैं वो गाने गाता रहता था बस में, लेकिन मैंने फिल्म कभी देखी नहीं थी। तो मैंने गाने सुनने के बाद वो फिल्म देखी है, आई वाज ब्लोन अवे कि यार क्या फिल्म है। तो
भाई आप लाइफ में पहले होंगे जो 3 Idiots के गाने सुनने के बाद फिल्म देख रहे हो।
क्योंकि सर शायद मेरे को लेके ही नहीं गए थे होंगे आप जल्दी। मैं बहुत लेट गया था वो फिल्म देखने, लेकिन मैंने हॉल में देखी।
इसीलिए हम लोग सैटेलाइट टीवी के राइट्स बेचते हैं ताकि लोग घर पे ही बैठे हुए देख सके फिल्म।
बिजनेस मैन।
3 Idiots के बाद तो वो था कि मम्मी पापा को कि अपना अपन देख रहे हो, पढ़ाई से कुछ नहीं होता।
फोटो खींचो,
पढ़ाई में marks
हम सब मीडिया स्टूडेंट्स बन गए फरहान बन के। खुश रहूंगा
पापा, गाड़ी छोटी होगी
लेकिन खुशी हो।
बट सच अ गुड मैसेज।
लवली मैसेज।
हमारी गाड़ी नहीं आ रही।
तो सर हम लोग अभी कॉलेज में, तो आप अपने कॉलेज के बारे में बता सकते हो थोड़ा सा? हाउ वाज योर
कॉलेज ही नहीं गए, मतलब आई एम अ ग्रेजुएट, बट आई वेंट टू HR कॉलेज।
ओके।
HR कॉलेज का नियम था, मतलब ऐसा कल्चर था कि लोग जाते नहीं थे। तो हालांकि अब करण जौहर साहब से मेरी दोस्ती अब है, लेकिन वो मेरे ही क्लास में थे HR
तो आप
में।
क्लासमेट्स हैं?
या बट वी डिडंट नो, एज आई सेड,
Okay.
going to HR was going up to HR, not into HR.
Not into HR.
So first you clamor and you study hard, or you know use some influence and get admission into HR. फिर पता चलता है क्लासरूम में जाने की तो ज़रूरत ही नहीं है, तो वैसे ही गेट पे खड़े रहना है, तो कोई भी कॉलेज का एडमिशन ले लो।
अब born and brought up कहाँ थे आप? मुंबई।
अच्छा, अब मेरा एक लास्ट सवाल था। Tell us about your, did you have like a relationship in college, or did you have like fun in college?
Yes, I was.
Tell us something. Give us a story about.
Me and my wife have been hooked and connected since I was 18. So there was not much choice. I already went into college knowing where I am heading in life. But if I could change anything about my life, I mean, I would not change anything about my life, because it's been the most beautiful journey together. We are same age, similar. I mean, she was in a different college. I was in HR. She was in Xavier's. But I had the most amazing time.
क्या
मैं तो
Sorry, you were looking for some other.
नहीं, हम तो तुम लोग देख रहे हो, समझ रहे हो कि प्यार नहीं होता, तो आई हैव एन एग्जांपल राइट नाउ।
नहीं, मैंने कहा ना, मैं फिल्म एंथुसियास्ट, ये सारी फिल्में देख के इंस्पिरेशन वैसे ही मिल गया।
सर का
फिल्मों का प्यार असली होता है।
पल्लू बड़ा होगा।
फिल्मों का प्यार असली होता है, फिल्में नहीं होती।
तो आप कोई ऐसे स्टोरी बता सकते हो पुराने टाइम की, समवट लाइक
जो क्लासरूम में बताया था अबाउट द अमरीश पुरी थिंग, अबाउट मिस्टर इंडिया, द आपका वेंचर जो है आइकॉनिक, इफ आई एम नॉट
जी।
कैन यू टॉक अबाउट दैट अ लिटिल?
ठीक है।
So see, we want to do very few films in distribution, do the ones that we really feel passionate about. So 2 फिल्मों के बीच में करे क्या? तो we thought यार कितने पुराने gems हैं इंडियन फिल्म हिस्ट्री में, जो ऑफ कोर्स दे आर अवेलेबल डिजिटल पे, सैटेलाइट पे, लेकिन वो एक बड़े स्क्रीन पे देखने का मज़ा कुछ और है।
थिएटर है ना सर।
एंड मोर देन दैट, इनके पीछे जो मेकर्स हैं, जिन्होंने अपना सारा कुछ दाव पे लगा दिया था उस फिल्म को बनाने के लिए, वो आज दुनिया वो फिल्म देखती है, लेकिन फिल्म के पीछे की कहानियाँ जो हैं,
वेरी ट्रू।
तो हमने कहा क्यों ना हम फिल्म भी दिखाएं और इन मेकर्स को भी बुलाएं, और ये एक्सपीरियंस इनका कैसा था उस टाइम पे वो शेयर करें। बट इसमें सबसे बड़ा क्वेश्चन मार्क था कि लोग आएंगे क्या देखने के लिए? जो फिल्म अभी अवेलेबल है आपके घर पे, OTT पे,
भी होगी 10 या 20 बार।
एग्जैक्टली। बट वी वर सो सरप्राइज कि जब हमने ये कॉन्सेप्ट डिस्कस किया, आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट शोकेसिंग इन BFI, विच इज़ ब्रिटिश फिल्म इंस्टीट्यूट इन साउथ बैंक, दे गेट वर्ल्ड सिनेमा। तो जब हमने कहा बॉलीवुड, उन्होंने कहा येस, एंड जब हमने कुछ फिल्मों के नाम लिए तो उन्होंने कहा वेरी मच, वी विल गिव यू द स्क्रीनिंग space and all our database, we will write to them, and we were so pleasantly surprised, they were all sell out. We did kuch hota hai after 25 years in October, in fact on the same week when it was celebrating 5th anniversary.
I think Bombay में भी हुआ था, and Shah Rukh did come for one screen.
But we had no talent. It was sell out. We did Amar Akbar Anthony 2 months before that, it was sell out. Then we did Mr. India, and Boni Kapoor, the producer of the film, came, and such beautiful gems. So I think someone should document all these things, you know, because they have so much in their head. That was not the age of Instagram or social media, so they have not recorded these. Someone has to rejig their memory, and that is, you know, over a conversation. कि सर आप बताओ, तो ऐसा नहीं है वो भूल गए हैं, वो जब कोई पूछेगा तो उनको याद, अरे हाँ यार हमने 22 दिन लगाए थे हवा हवाई सॉन्ग शूट करने के। ऐसे तो कितने जेम्स हैं, यू नो, कितने फिल्म मेकर्स हैं who have made 20, 30, 40 films are now in their, you know, second innings, बट सो दैट्स द एंडेवर के आइकॉनिक में हम उन लोगों को इनवाइट करेंगे. अब इस साल हम 10 फिल्में कर रहे हैं, 1 every month. सो राकेश रोशन साहब, राजश्री प्रोडक्शंस की फिल्में, ये हमारा एंडेवर है.
अगर आज राजश्री प्रोडक्शन की कोई फिल्म बनती है, समथिंग लाइक नॉट प्रेम रतन धनबाई बिकॉज वो भी रिसेंट है, बट डू यू थिंक इट वुड बी इन्वेस्टेबल फॉर समवन? Oh, 3 hours 30 minutes film. Full
Why
of
not?
drama.
How long was Oppenheimer?
Yeah.
Killers of the Flower Moon.
I have a very
Animal as well.
Animal. I don't think time is. See, these are all distribution inputs, which is don't make it adult, don't make it long, so that we get more shows. People don't get ad. Animal ने सारे थियरी ब्रेक कर दिए ना.
Exactly, क्योंकि this adult थी काफ़ी जगहों पे शायद आई थिंक बैन भी होनी चाहिए. मतलब आई एम नॉट अगेंस्ट एनिमल, आई लाइक एनिमल.
आपको अच्छी लगी थी Animal?
Animal, I can't say I liked it, but I know one thing, and it's a distributor's dream. A film should compel you to think and stay with you. And Animal stays with you. See, everybody who hated it also, they spoke about it.
spoke about it.
And it stayed with them. The next day, even though you didn't like it, you are saying, how can he do that? But you are living with it. And that is one of the biggest ingredients in, as a maker, you want that love me, hate me, don't forget me, don't ignore me, I'm there. And he made a big statement.
इंटरव्यूज तो बहुत अच्छे होते हैं संदीप बेदीवान के, मतलब मैं देख सकता हूँ, सुन सकता
He
हूँ.
is so funny. He has, I think उसको
बहुत ज़्यादा अनअपॉलोजेटिक है वो.
उसको एक्चुअली कोई फक्स नहीं है कि वो कुछ भी बोल देंगे. एंड आई थिंक ही हैज सो मच बिलीफ इन हिमसेल्फ कि मैं बनाऊंगा, लोग देखेंगे.
देखेंगे.
Amazing. And no one before the release would have said this is what's going to happen.
हाँ, exactly.
So unbelievable, and ultimately that is why this industry and this business is magic. And that is why theaters will continue to thrive. आपने अगर OTT पे प्रीमियर कर दिया, वो कोई भी 2 फिल्में हो, एनिमल हो और कोई हो, दोनों का रिस्पॉन्स वो OTT वाले ब्लॉकबस्टर ही बोलते हैं. बट कितनी ब्लॉकबस्टर है आज आप ये मेजर कर सकते हो. गदर 2 इज़ 500 crore box office blockbuster, and Animal is whatever 600,
900
whatever be the number. I'm saying there is even you can say Rocky Rani is a blockbuster, Fighter is a blockbuster, but there is a huge gap still between this and that.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, what is the bar for blockbuster?
Blockbuster bar is only one, that you recover your cost,
Yeah.
and you are accepted on the box office in a big way.
And what do you think, star power or story of the film?
Both. Today audiences are unforgiving.
12th failed story of the film. I wouldn't call Vikrant Mashiya
Stars, obviously,
star.
Exactly.
But I think he's on his spot with them now.
Exactly. So now that film has done 50-60 crores. It's a blockbuster. It's not close to.
10-20 I guess.
Around, yeah, 20.
उसी budget के around बने हैं.
So if you're distributing a film, would you choose it? I mean, obviously आप देखते हो फिल्म को ना पहले. So मान लो क्लैश हो रहा है एक क्रिएटिवली अच्छी फिल्म को और एक स्टार पावर वाली फिल्म का, वो आप किसको ज़्यादा स्क्रीन दोगे? जस्ट ऑन अ बिजनेस पर्सपेक्टिव ऑब्वियसली.
सी एक्चुअली तो कोई भी क्लैश होना ही नहीं चाहिए.
हाँ.
वो तो क्योंकि सिनेमा वाला है, वो तो हर वीक उसको चाहिए प्रोडक्ट. बट फॉर यू कैन हेल्प इट, इट डज क्लैश. Then you got to take a calculated risk.
Yeah.
2 big stars cannot come together. Or in fact, sometimes a small film with a big film helps.
Definitely.
Because
yeah.
at least the footfall is coming to the cinema, so there's the 90% job is done of people going there.
Going to the cinema.
Sorry guys, you'll have to.
Last question, very honestly, just one last question.
Okay, done.
I have a very big fan moment कि I've seen Shah Rukh Khan on my worst day. Like लोग बहुत ही गंदा दिन आ रहा था और मैं ऐसे बैंड स्टैंड आगे बैठ गया और मैंने शाहरुख खान को सिर्फ कार से ज़्यादा देखा था. So can you tell us something about him as a personality in Bollywood?
He
Overseas,
is
in India?
absolutely sharpest mind in the business, creatively, business-wise, unbelievable discipline towards his craft, towards all the stakeholders, and of course gifted, charming to beyond measure, because what he can do looks very simple, but only he can exude that. Love him is like, a very mild word. He's just unbelievable, and he's had good, not so good, but he's been the same all throughout. He has kept calm in his face and which other, I think he's had the greatest comeback ever in the history of the world. It's not just Indian cinema.
Truly, very truly.
And at his face, he is looking like a god. He is being loved.
Yeah.
If you measure it, probably the biggest star on the planet.
Last of the stars.
Very truly.
Final question, बस पक्का पठान और जवान.
Pathaan or Jawan. Or Donkey
For me,
as well.
Pathan.
For you, Pathan because
My market, my market it was 48 million.
जहाँ जितना पैसा वहाँ-
कपाड़िया साहब ने पठान से बहुत छापा था.
I wish, by the way, पठान मेरी फिल्म नहीं है. But आप अगर acceptance wise देखो, इंटरनेशनल मार्केट की बात कर रहा हूँ, तो मे बी 20% बेटर थी पठान.
Okay.
इंडिया में possibly both are at par or जवान is better. Personally, I preferred Pathan, but I also loved, what Pathan did for Jawan was that you went into Jawan wanting to like the film.
Yeah.
Very honest.
Whereas you went to Pathan saying
Just wanted to
he's got a few not successful films and you loved it. But Jawan mein it was that hero was back, and for me again the father role of Jawan, in the second half, that was absolutely a show stealer. I mean, that just nailed it for me.
We'll wrap up now. Thank you so much.
Can you just
Thank you,
tell
guys.
everyone to subscribe to our
Subscribe
channel?
to
We need
3 the
thumbs
people.
up.
Just on this camera.
What's the channel called?
3 the people.
Please subscribe, like this video and subscribe to the channel. These guys are amazing. I loved being here and I'm sure you're going to love watching all their videos. So, good luck.
Subscribe to 3 the people.
Subscribe to 3 the people.